how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I have arrived here in Florida, as you could probably already tell by the title. I'm here for a few days to visit some colleges that I got into, and I thought, you know, since one of the main reasons why I actually have Florida as an option for college is because of the great diving that can be done here. You know, you got your groupers and hogfish, big snappers, cuberos, cobias, all of those things, and a lot of them are on my bucket list for fish that I want to shoot. So Florida was a great option for me, and I thought, you know, might as well, since I'm here visiting colleges, I might as well take a couple dives and see what the water's like, see how I like it, and see what kind of action I can get on, just to get a taste of what diving here is like. So I'm gonna do just that, and I'm about to meet the first charter out. His name is Virgil, and he's gonna take me out to some deep reefs and hopefully get on some fish. So I'll see you guys at the boat ramp. Shoot. All right, guys, what's going on? I'm here with my man Virgil Price. He's about to take me out to go diving, hopefully get on some bucket list fish. Yeah, so what's the plan, man?
So we're gonna go out, hit some deeper wrecks, and we're gonna go looking for some cobia first off of bull sharks, and then we're gonna move in a little shallower, go looking for some permit, and hopefully get lucky on a cubera snapper.
Shoot, sounds good, man.
Yeah, dude, that's good.
I'm excited, and let's get in the water.
Cheers.
Alright guys, so right off the bat, two big amberjacks, kahalas, came up to the flasher that we had dropped, and immediately I was just blown away by how much life there was in this open water. You can see just how many big kakus there are. There was a ton of bait fish, a ton of baby kamanus or rainbow runners that were around. It was really ridiculous, and I was just blown away. It was unlike anything I've ever seen before. But I start chasing down these amberjacks. They're kind of swimming away, but they start going broadside. That big kaku comes in, but I ignore him. And I knew the one in the back was bigger, so I waited for him, lined up. Boom. Solid shot. Got lucky and stoned him. No need to fight. The strategy when you shoot fish, which is what Virgil and Christian, the other diver that we were with, taught me, is that once you shoot a fish, you gotta grab your reel and you gotta lock down that drag and just yank that thing up to the surface, because if you don't, the sharks are so crazy in this area that they'll just go at it, go after your fish. So you need to get it up to the surface as quickly as possible, and the other two guys will go down and fend off the sharks that try and eat it on the way up. But super solid fish to start off the dive, super solid shot to start off the dive. I was really excited, really stoked, because I knew even before I pulled the trigger that this was going to be my personal best kahala. Super stoked on this fish. And Christian actually pointed it out to me. That's Christian right in front of me. He actually pointed out the amberjacks. I wasn't paying attention, that's why. So shout out to him. Thank you for that. Super stoked. So after I shot that amberjack, Christian went down on the flasher and shot a nice cubera snapper, and there's Virgil that brought it up for him. Super solid divers, both of them. So right here, that's Virgil's spear. He went down and he shot at a mutton, but it got eaten by a shark. So I'm going down now because he said there's a lot of them on the bottom, and you can see there's a big school of amberjacks down there. But I kind of just swim past them just because they were a lot smaller than the one I had already shot. And since I had already shot one, I didn't want to take another one out of the water. You can see there's one of the muttons right there swimming down to the bottom. And look at those Goliath groupers. First time I'm ever seeing these, and it is crazy how big these fish are. I've never seen anything that big in the water ever. Other than sharks, of course, but even most sharks are not as big as these fish. It is ridiculous seeing them. I cannot express how big these guys look, and it's almost intimidating, really. But usually they leave you alone until you shoot something, and then they're kind of a pest. They eat your fish. But this big school of amberjacks starts to circle me, but once again, I ignore them because I'm going for the muttons because I never shot one before. And a good sized one starts coming in, so I line up, take a shot. I was going for the stone shot because of how close those Goliath groupers were, but I didn't get it. He starts fighting, so I grab onto my reel, lock down that drag, started horsing it up to the surface. Luckily, the Goliaths didn't go after it. So I was pretty surprised by that, because usually they'll go crazy for your fish. But this time I got lucky. There's Christian making sure I'm okay. These guys had my back the entire dive. Super safe divers and super knowledgeable. Really, really awesome having guys like this around. And this whole thing wouldn't have been possible without them. So huge shout out to those guys. So first mutton, that's my first mutton snapper ever. I was super stoked to get another new species. So in the boat. So we decided to do another drift over this same spot because of how many snappers were down there at the bottom. And so I'm going down again. That last drop was in 78 feet. This drop was a little bit deeper, around, I want to say, high 80s to 90s. And so I'm going down, and I was going to try and get to the bottom, but you'll see soon that I didn't need to, because the muttons were hanging out really high up in the water column as opposed to the one I just shot. You can already see a couple of them. And already right off the bat, I could tell that these guys were a good deal bigger, and I lock eyes on that one because I could tell he was a lot bigger than the one I shot. So I line up, and boom, take the shot. Once again, didn't stone him, and this time the sharks go nuts. So as you can see there, there's a close call right there. Another close call right there. So super crazy. I've never experienced sharks like this ever. But here come Virgil and Christian, ready to defend my fish, fending off that shark as I horse my mutton up to the surface. But crazy how quickly these sharks are on you. And I've never experienced, one, the number of sharks that we had or that we faced today, and two, how aggressive they were. It was crazy. Genuinely not scary because they weren't going after me, they were going after the fish, but still just insane. So on this drop, I'm going for a cobia that's swimming with that bull shark down there. And as I'm going down, I notice a bunch of other fish and some permits that I really wanted to shoot, and I get distracted, and that big bull shark sneaks up on me with the cobia on it. Thank God I turned in time because that was really scary. But I tried to line up on the cobia. I couldn't line up in time. And Christian actually said after I got up to the surface that this guy was kind of on the smaller side. So not too heartbreaking, but really just scary how close that bull shark came. So here we showed up on this wreck. Virgil pulled up on this wreck. Virgil knows these waters like no one else I've ever seen. It's crazy. But there's a big great white that came up to me while I was sitting on the wreck looking for permit. First time I've ever seen a great white. I would say he's a good 15 to 20 feet long. So really crazy. I went up after that because I didn't want to take any chances, but he was really chill. Super cool to see a great white for the first time. So on this drop, once again, we were chumming for cobia, looking for cobia, but none of them were showing up. The bull sharks came around, had some cobia on them, but they wouldn't give us a chance. So I'm just going down on this little structure here, trying to see what's around, seeing if there's any snappers or anything that I can line up on. But so far, just Goliaths down at the bottom and sharks. Then I turn and I see this nice yellow jack. So I start turning my body around and I line up on this jack, grunt a little bit, and then boom. I get him in the gills, and this guy was actually surprisingly strong. So strong, in fact, that he ripped out line even though I had super tight drag, and he ripped out line before I could even grab the reel to stop the drag from going. So surprisingly strong fish, especially for that size. So this is another new species for me. This is a yellow jack, and this is one of Virgil's favorite fish to eat. So I'm pretty excited to taste this one. But yeah, 2 new species down, a PB down. Actually, 3 new species. I'll show you right here. There's the big AJ, the yellow jack, the mutton, and I actually shot a rainbow runner. I've never shot a rainbow runner before. And so that's a 3rd new species, actually. So super solid dive. Insane experience. We got Christians, Kubera, Christians, Cobia that got eaten. Then my mutton snapper, the bigger one. There's a smaller one, my Kamanu or rainbow runner. Then my yellow jack, and then the big AJ, Kahala. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Truly an amazing experience diving here in Florida. It's by far the craziest diving I've ever been in, and the sharks are crazy, and the fish are just, there's so much life, and there's so many like big fish, like the Goliath groupers. That was insane to see. Just these gigantic fish that it's just ridiculous to see them down there at the bottom like that. And there's sharks everywhere, and I think I saw 6 different species of shark today, according to Christian, the guy that was diving with me, and Virgil. But yeah, that absolutely nuts, absolutely just beautiful and an amazing experience. And I've definitely hooked. You know, I want to do it again. I wish I could, you know, come back all the time and dive like that. But you know, if I end up going to college here, that'll be more of a reality. But for now, that's it with Virgil. I'm gonna go diving one more time and get on some smaller action because I already shot all the big fish that I wanted. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Truly, like, I can't express enough how awesome that experience was. Big shout out to Virgil and Christian and our boat guy Devin and Hailey. She was the lady on the boat that was helping us out. Really appreciate every single one of you. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much. Big shout out to them. I will leave their Instagrams in the description below if you guys want to check that out. They shoot some really cool stuff and go on some really sick adventures, and it's just really awesome people and great people to have with me in the water. So they made this all happen, and I really appreciate all of them. So thank you guys, and thank you all for watching. Remember, if you like this video, remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps out a lot, and stay tuned for part 2. See you in the next one. Shoot.